everybody. Today we have a really quick video on how to change your front brake pads. We're doing the video on a 2017 Infiniti QX60, but this should also apply to any QX60 from 2014 to 2020, as well as Nissan Pathfinders from 2013 to 2020, and some Nissan Muranos from 2015 to 2023. The tools you're going to need is a 21mm socket to get the wheel off, a jack stand, as well as a 17mm wrench or socket. Here we go. So these two arrows here point to the caliper bracket bolts. You only need to take off the lower one just to do a brake pad swap. So you need a 17mm wrench or socket, and you can take this bolt out. Once you get the bolt out, you can flip the caliper up and it'll give you access to the brake pads so you can start taking them out. The brake pads are only held in by friction clips. All you gotta do is pull them out. They may be a little bit stuck, but as long as you move them back and forth, it should come out, as you can see here. What I'm doing here is I'm applying brake grease to the new brake pads. You'll be able to see on the old brake pads when they come out where the caliper actually touches the brake pads. You want to put grease in these locations as well as on the ends, but never on the brake pad friction surface. What this will do is it'll make the brakes be quieter for longer because it'll reduce the friction between the brake pad and the caliper. On this vehicle, this tab has to be pushed down to slide in with the brake pad. The other one stays on the outside. So now that we got the brake grease on the new brake pads, we're just going to put them into the same spot where the old ones came out. On the top, you have to push that tab down as I showed you previously, and then once you get that in, the brake pad should slide into place and they'll sit in there by themselves. Now time to put in the other brake pad, and you'll see me push down that tab as well on this side so that the brake pads will fit in securely as designed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to push the pistons back into the caliper so that the new bigger brake pads will fit. What I'm using is a caliper return tool. You can use pliers, a C-clamp. I'll put in a picture of the tool that I'm using right here. So as you push the brake pistons back in, if your brake fluid reservoir was completely full, as you push these in, it'll push more brake fluid up, so some might spill out if it had been topped up previously. So just be aware of that. If it starts to drip, that's the cause for that. Now that the pistons are fully returned, we can flip the caliper back down and put the bolt back in that we had taken out previously. Make sure that you tighten the bolt back down with the same 17mm wrench or socket that you used before so that the brake caliper is secured. Once that's done, we can turn the hub the other way so we have access to the other side and finish the front brakes on the other side.